Let's look at room separation lines. I've managed to tag a few rooms with our newly created tag that reports ceiling heights via a shared parameter. So now we will have to look at creating some division through all this area, which hasn't got bounding walls between them, and therefore it's all one room, and I can prove that by going up to architecture, selecting room or shortcut RM, and if I go to put a room in, we'll see there are the other rooms that I've put in blue, but if I go to put a room in here, it is all one room: study, kitchen, dining, living and entry. So we've got to find a way to separate those areas from each other so we can designate all the different rooms. So I'll double escape out of that. Now, the tool to use for this is the room separator. And if we create that, you're essentially going in to draw a line between bounding walls. You have to make sure that you go down and connect to them. Don't draw along them, otherwise you'll get a bit of a warning from Revit saying that it will choose either one or the other. So I often just start from each corner of one and take it across to the next and let it tab and snap accordingly. And I've got chain off, it's a bit easier to do here, from there to there. This one's got a wall over, so therefore the wall is seen as bounding there. Now, to divide, what we've done already is sealed off the entry, we've sealed off the kitchen, we've sealed off the study. The linen is separate anyway because that's got a bounding door across it and a wall above the door. So we really have to divide these two rooms here. For the sake of this one, we may as well just go halfway along the centre window. It's basically halfway along the wall. On a real job, you'd be looking at how much area that you would be dedicating to the dining and living. However, I'll put my separator line there. Now, when I go to room RM, you'll find that each of these rooms now is a separate room. So I'll make that a room, that a room, that a room, and that a room, and that a room. And then I can get rid of this project text boxes, which are in there. And I can hit the room tag button, which is RT. And I can tag that room, that room, that room, that room, and that room. And then adjust the properties of each of those rooms so they can get called up in the tags. So I'll move these ones up here, get these old text boxes out of the way, move them down so I know what they say so I can put it into the actual room title. With these room tags, you can click in the actual tag there instead of going off to the room like that and then putting your information in over here. You can put the information straight into the tag, but the advantage here is that if you have a room that is got the same ceiling height or anything, the option will come up here on the pull down. So this one is called entry, and the entry ceiling height is 2700. And the floor finish is burnished concrete. So since I've already put that in, you'll find that in the pull down list there. And there it is there. And naturally I would move that across to somewhere neat and place it there. It's one reason why I made this tag a single line for the burnished concrete. Sometimes you have to adjust tags to get them to fit, but that's looking fairly neat there. The dining room, let's see, here we are, there's the room, and we'll put in dining. Don't make the mistake of putting two N's and calling it dinning. And burnished concrete again. And the height for this is raked. So this is why we made this a text box, so we can put a text in there as well. Now this room here, which is living, and this is raked as well. Living, and the floor finish is burnished concrete as well. So there's that one. So it becomes fairly quick to input them all. The kitchen is a burnished concrete floor finish. Ceiling height 24, and the name of it is kitchen. So apply there, and that one's done. And this one finally, I'll show you how to input it through the tag if you want. We just click in the tag. This one's called study. What you don't get though is the pull down lists. The floor covering is burnished concrete. And the height is 2400 there. And I think that was all. Now with these tags, always make sure that they line up if you can. And in this case, it wants to align to the bed 2-1. So nice and central there. Grab that tag, line that one up. It's okay if the tag goes across the rake ceiling like that. That's fine, so long as that word is clear there. Otherwise, just move it down a bit. The study one needs to be centered a bit. Of course, we can't align it vertically straight underneath the living one, so we wouldn't even bother. The kitchen one, what we might do is we might bring the kitchen one down clear of the casework there, and then line this one up to the same vertical height as the kitchen. So we've got a nice alignment of things. The bathroom one, I don't think we can align to it because we'd interfere with too much stuff in the bathroom, which is often the case in the bathroom. That's lined up pretty well to there. So all our tags are looking pretty good. Now these room separator lines will print out unless you go to VG, and then underneath the lines you'll find room separator lines. Just click that off in the view and they disappear, and we've got all our rooms tagged with our new tag. So that's looking pretty good. Now I'll probably line that tag up as well to get that nicely aligned with those, and that raked ceiling I'd probably bring down clear of the tag there. Now that's sort of real finessing of your drafting. Instead of having that hidden under that, you'll find that sort of thing a lot, and your drawings will be a lot neater because of just lining things up carefully.